ready and provide professional training that not just enhance the technical skills but also other professional etiquette, including interview training and other skills. Okay. So today's dive into data science webinar is one of the part of our mission. So now I would welcome our speaker for today's event, Mr. Ishank Agarwal, the founder and CEO at Jishu Excellence Private Limited. He has 5 years experience in business analytics, quality management, and data science. Along with, he has conducted many workshops on Six Sigma and opportunities in data science at IIT Kanpur, IIT BHU, and other regional engineering colleges. So now I would like to welcome Ishank sir, and I hand over today's webinar to him. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Heartily thank you, Siddhi, for such a nice introduction. So, good evening, guys, everyone. As the Siddhi mentioned, my name is Ishank Agrawal, and now we are here for today's webinar, whose topic is dive into data science. So, before to usher my webinar, dive into data science, firstly, I want to know about my audience. Means there are some conditions for this webinar. The first condition is that because we are just providing the facility to you, so definitely we have some kind of expectation. So I hope so you are just taking this webinar in a very serious mode, and I hope so you no need to just take this webinar in lying push or like this. So this is the first condition. Second condition is that I want to take this webinar not as a corporate one, because I have conducted lots of kind of webinars in corporates also. So I know each and everything related to the webinar, how to just conduct the webinar in corporate. So maybe I'm considering to you all as my student. So maybe I am striving to just take this webinar in a very simplistic manner, not to just make it as a monotonous, like just in the universities, especially in the IITs. I'll tell you more about myself. So this is the two condition. So shall I start, everyone? Am I audible? Yes or no? So please strive to interact with me. Otherwise, maybe it is not good for me as well as for you if I won't get any kind of connection with you guys. So it's really good for me. Am I audible? Yes or no? Please strive to chat in the chat board. Yes or no? If am I audible, or shall I start? Okay, good. Ayush, good. Chirag, everyone. Yes. Okay, great, guys. And before to Usher again, in which mode do you want to listen this webinar? English, Hindi, or maybe because I don't have. Maybe if you want to go for Kannada also, I can also speak. So maybe in which language would you like to prefer? English is good, everyone, or maybe I'll consider English, Hindi plus everyone. Just write down in the chat board. Okay, great. So as you can see, this is dive into data science. The topic is dive into data science. So in the next 1 hour, maybe we are striving to dive into data science. So please fasten your seat belts, and maybe your journey will be pleasant with us. So this is my profile and my academics. I completed my data science from IIT Madras. Apart from that, maybe I don't know how many of you know about the Six Sigma things, but this is the quality tool. Through this, we can improve the quality also. I completed from IIT Kharagpur. Apart from that, I am member of CI, Confederation of Indian Industry, and SHM also. This is all about my speaker profile. So you can say this is me. So it is not important. The important thing is today's agenda. So we stipulated some agendas for today's webinar. The first, why we learn data science. This is very important question, and I hope so you are also skeptical about these things. Why we learn this data science? Second, what is data science? Third, flow of data in data science. This is very important. Flow of data. We will see in the next few minutes. And the difference between data engineer, data analyst, and data scientist. Because we know in the market, lots of profile is going on around us. There's a business analyst, data engineer. Some companies are seeking for data analyst. We will strive to just make a difference. What are these terms? And now, why are we talking about data science? Okay, we will see why are we talking and what skills are really required for becoming a data scientist. Then industrial application, and in the last, we will see a case study which is based on the live COVID cases prediction. So before again to start the first part, which is why we learn data science. Firstly, I want to know about you guys. How many of you know about data science? Anyone? Just write down your answer in the chat board if you know. It doesn't matter you know technically or not. But if you have any idea about the data science, just type to chat down, write your answer in the chat board. Okay, forecasting. Let's see. Everyone is type to participate in this webinar. This is not your university lecture. Maybe if some of you are professional, so this is not your company's kind of presentation. So I need some kind of interaction with you guys. So just write down your answers. Whatever it is in your mind, just write down. What is data science? I hope before to just make your plan to come into this webinar, you just made some kind of research on it. Just everyone write down your answer in the chat board if you have any kind of knowledge. Analyze data to arrive as okay, great data to meaningful information. Okay, analyze predicting understanding data. Okay, great. So means that my audience is so smart. Let's see. So why we learn data science? So as we know, there are lots of things going on in the market related to the data science. So as you can see, data science is a fast becoming sought profession, especially in India. So every company is just like seeking for the professional who are really good in the data science. Means that lots of job creation, the first thing. So as the second point, more than 1.5 lakh job opening for data scientists. So as you can say, there is a greed behind it. If we just complete the data science thing, definitely we will get the good job in the market. Third thing, which is very important, and you can easily understand these things, why every company is seeking for the data scientist, which is data is everywhere. It is universe. Please strive to mute yourself, and it is very important. Please strive to maintain the decorum of this webinar. I don't know who's this guy, but if I face this kind of things repeatedly, then definitely I'll put you off from the webinar. So who's this guy? Rukul, I think you have that courtesy when you just entering in any webinar, you have to mute yourself. This is maybe, I don't know, you are a student or maybe profession. If you are a student, then definitely you have to manage that courtesy. Otherwise, maybe you will be trouble in the future. So third thing is that data is everywhere and it is universal currency, because in today's world, every company is generating the data, because we can see the simple example, we are work from home, means we are striving to create more number of data. So it's a universal currency. That's why every company wants to work on the data. And if any guy is really responsible to work on the data, which is data scientist, then data is new oil. I hope anyone know, having any knowledge about the code, which is the data is the new oil of Indian economy? Who said this code? Anyone can tell me in the chat board who said this quote, data is new oil of an Indian economy? This is very famous quote. Definitely it is the Mukesh Ambani said this quote. So means is that data is new oil of an Indian economy, means it is a very important thing. If we can fetch the value from the data, then definitely we can incarnate into different dimensions. We will see, because this I'll tell you one thing which is very important for this webinar. The first thing, the object of this webinar to not to make you as a job seeker. Maybe after this webinar, you will get lots of idea, and I hope so you will strive to start your startup also on the basis of these things. So this is my whole objective, not to make you as job seeker, to make as job creator. So we will see one by one, no issue. And as you can see, data is the sexiest job of the 21st century. So these are the point I'll tell you categorically. I just copied this point from the Google, and you can find this point from the Google, from anywhere you can find this point. And the second thing, which is very important, which is the most fascinating, 2.7 million job career opportunities, salary trends, means that once you just complete the data science course, you will get the 2% hike. These things are going on in the market. I'm not saying that these facts are true or not. We will talk about these things later, but these things are going on in the market. I just make some kind of thing, I just consolidate, and I'm presenting you why we learn data science. I don't know whether it is true or not, but I'll tell you later whether it is true or not. So these are the things. So that's why this is the main objective to learn the data science, because the lots of job opportunities, data is everywhere. So every company is just strive to work on the data, fetch the information from the data, get insight from the data. That's why they are looking for the good data scientists in the market. Now, if we talk about the job portals, okay, there are lots of job portals are available in the market, and they are providing, they are just fetching the jobs by simple things. Just the most important is the LinkedIn, Indeed. There are lots of job portal. They're just posting the job over there, and you can easily just find it. General skills in the data scientist. So machine learning, we will see later. Okay, there are lots of term: artificial intelligence, deep learning. Someone is seeking for deep learning, someone machine learning, someone is NLP. We will strive to understand what these are the terminologies. So this is the main objective. Why we learn the data science? Because it's a job of the 21st century. Huge demand, because the data is creating in a single second. Huge data is creating high paying jobs. Maybe after completion your data science things, you will get the very high paying jobs, and revolution, which is the revolution in the future. The fourth point is very fascinating for me. I don't know whether the first point, second point, and the third point is true or not, but the fourth point is very important, and this is absolutely true. By the help of the data science, we can definitely evolve our future. How we can do it? Just wait for a while. Definitely in the next step you can understand. Now there is a second point where the data science jobs are. So 17% of the job in the analytics sector, 13% in the software, 12.8 in the consulting. So you can understand the consulting, those companies are dealing in the KPMG and the EY like. Then financial services, maybe if you are talking about the banks, talking about the merchant financial institutes, so they are also seeking. Then education and research sector is also just looking for data scientists. Advertising and publishing, construction infrastructure, recruitment, consumer, fast moving consumer goods, and 10% others like automobile, aviation, this kind of companies are also looking. So if you can see around this particular circle, then lots of job opportunities in the market. Every company is looking for the data scientist. The reason is behind that, because every company is creating the data, so that's why they need some a guy who can extract the insight from the data. That's why data scientist is very high demand in the market. Now this is the most famous point: what is data science? So I think 2 or 3% have given the definition about the data science. It is just about the predicting the things, okay, forecasting the things. Lots of definition: do the analysis, get the insight from the data. Okay, we will strive to see or we will strive to understand what is data science in actual. So just wait. So now the term, if I just separate it two terms, one is data and second is science. So this is the combination. This word is the combination of data and the science. So firstly, we will strive to understand what. Please strive to mute yourself. Who's this guy? No need to just do these things. It is really very not good kind of courtesy. So what is data and what is science? Anyone can tell me what is data? Anyone? Yes. Write down in your answer in the chat board if anyone knows about what is data. Before to understand what is data science, firstly it's time to understand what is data. Otherwise we won't able to understand what is data science. Anyone tell me what is data? Yes, please. Doesn't matter, you have to give your technical. Okay, very good Ankit, good. Aisha, good. Is Deshmukh, okay, relevant information, okay. Anyone more? Tell something require a reader, okay. Parameter tells about anything, okay. It's really very, I can say, philosophical definition, Monish. Parameter tells about anything, okay. So in simple words, if I tell just simple things, data is just about any facts, sorry for my bad handwriting, and figures which can be stored in any electronic device. means it that any facts, figures, information, maybe I can say pics, videos, if I have, or I need some electronic device to store it. Let's suppose if you have a laptop, in laptop you have some you have some storage of pics, your past pics, maybe your celebration of pics, means you are just storing the data in your electronic device, that is your computer or maybe your laptop. You need some electronic device to store it. So data means that any kind of information which can be in form of pics, videos, maybe the pages of your books, because in the pages of the book there are lots of words or lots of sentences, maybe there are lots of information in it. So I can say if you have that 10 books, it means that you have a collection of that books which can be stored in your rack, your book rack. So data is just about the facts, figures stored in any electronic device. Now come to the science. Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of the science in a layman term? No need to just go into the depth or the technical definition on this. Just give your answer with your common sense. What is science in simple words? Because I'll strive to make this webinar in very simple word. I don't know how many of you have already known about these things. I'm considering you all as a beginner. So anyone can tell me what is science? Yes, please. What is science? No one? Okay. According to my own understanding, I'll consider, when I just listen a word science, so definitely I'll consider, okay, there is a lab, I have to experiment something in my lab, then I'll consider as a science. Means I have to prove something. If we have some kind of experiment and I want to prove something, then definitely there is a lab. Then if I perform some kind of experiment, and after that experiment I can say, okay, this is the evidence of this particular existence. So means that there is a data and there is a lab. If I combine these two words, means there is a data where we can do some kind of experiment, and through the experiment, if I just make any conclusion, and that conclusion is verified in the lab. Now the question come, what is the lab in the data science? Anyone can tell me what is the lab in data science? Because let's suppose if we just remember those school days when we perform our chemistry and the physics kind of experiment in a lab. But if I'm talking about the data science, okay, we understood what is data. But now in the science, means I have to just do some kind of experiment to verify or to get the insight from the data. Then what is lab? Okay, Akshay is saying, okay, PC, okay. Anyone? Yes. Anyone? Just think about it. Think about it. These things is very important, guys. For any data scientist, very okay. Great, Rakesh. Yeah. Now you're just coming close to close. Great, Rukul. It's mathematic algorithms. Okay, great. Everyone is time to participate in this part, because this is very kind of brainstorming things. If you really becoming a data scientist, then definitely it's really very imperative to you guys. So just tell me, yes, anyone, software, PC, mathematics, algorithm. Okay. Akshay, Rakesh, Rukul, whatever you said, it's absolutely right. The reason is behind that because in physical term, we don't have any kind of lab. We have that laptop, or we can say the PC, the laptop we have. In the laptop, we have some kind of definitely motherboard, where the processing unit, we can process our things. And in the motherboard, we have some softwares. We can say there is a IDE, or in which is interface development environment, where we can do some kind of mathematics and the algorithms. And by the help of these things, we can get the insight from the data. So that's why we call it data science. This is just a theoretical definition. Whatever I said to you, it is theoretical. Now in the upcoming slide, we will strive to understand what is the practical definition. So I hope everyone understood what is theoretical definition of the data science. Now come to the point, which is very important. These theoretical definition, you can easily say on the Google, on the different articles. So I just copied from there. Data science is an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithm, the main motive to extract knowledge from these things. So I just copy from there. to make these things. So you can get this information from there. This is the theoretical objective of this webinar, to understand the in practical terms what is data science. Now comes the part before to dive in more into the data science. Practically, there is a term which is AI. AI means that there is a artificial intelligence. So, okay, artificial intelligence. Anyone can tell me what is artificial intelligence? Anyone having any idea what is artificial intelligence? Yes. Anyone? What is artificial intelligence? I hope everyone heard about where software learn itself. Good, Rukul, very good. Giving brain, great, 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 guys. So the audience is really very, very smart. Anything that make decision without human very good, Monish. It's really very nice definition. So means is that the please decide to mute. I know you are very excited for this webinar, so please decide to mute. It's really good for me as well as for others. So in simple words, I can say to create a system that can function intelligently and independently, means machine can take their own decision without human intervention. Okay, so this is the artificial intelligence. I can say it is artificial intelligence. How to do it? Okay, let's see how to do it. So there is a one way I just classified of artificial intelligence is Permilas type to just switch off your video. It's really good for us. So one is, am I audible, Pramila? It's really good to switch off your video. So first thing is pattern learning. What is the meaning of the pattern learning? I can say there is a machine learning. Okay, it's time to understand what is pattern learning. Let's suppose there is a x-axis and there is a y-axis. And this is sales. I sell sales, and this is advertisement. And this is just a pattern. Let's suppose I'm talking about this webinar. I'll definitely, we had lots of advertisement, and based on this advertisement, there is a sales increment in the sales. So means that there is a pattern. So there is a pattern. Data tells about the pattern of the information which is present in terms of the sales and the advertisement. So if you have any kind of data which represents the pattern between any kind of features, sales the feature and advertisement is another feature. I can say sales is my dependent feature on advertisement. So means that there is a relation between the independency and the dependency. I can say there. Pramila, if I'm audible to you, please decide to mute because there is. I don't know. Siddhi, please decide to just, yes, thank you. So means it that sales and advertisement, there is a pattern. Similarly, there are lots of pattern in the data can happen. Like I can say weight and height. So is there any data I want to just consider with the increment in the height? Okay, there is a possibility increment in the weight also. So means that if you found any data, there is a pattern behind it. Like if I tell about another example, especially I'm from Bengaluru. So if I take the example, let's suppose there is a society whose name is Whitefield. And in the Whitefield, I want to purchase a flat. Definitely, I'll consider something which is the square foot area. There's a locality. I can consider these things. And there's a parking I can consider. So based on these small features, which will decide my price of the sales price of the flat. So means if I'm going for 2000 square feet and the locality is very posh, parking is also available. Apart from that, security is also available. Mall is also available in the in the apartment, and there are lots of facility amenities is also here in the apartment. Definitely price will be increasing. So means is that I can say there is a trend in the data which will affect my output feature. So I'll consider there is a machine learning. So the output of that particular data to get the insight from the sales price. Means if I'm just talking about, there is an example, there is a 1600 square feet area, locality is very good, and parking is available, apart from the security is available, mall is in the apartment, then I can predict the price of the sales price by the help of machine learning. It means I just build a model by the help of simple data, by the help of simple algorithms, which can decide what is the sales price of this flat. This is the part of the AI. Means I just giving the power to my model which can decide the sales price. It means definitely without any human intervention, machine can think about it. What is the sales price of this flat whose flat area is 1600 feet, locality is Whitefield, parking available, amenities, mall available, bank is located in the apartment. Definitely machine can think about it. So this is the machine learning. So I hope so everyone, guys, if you heard about the machine learning terms, then you can easily interpret, okay, there is a pattern learning, means that in the data if we have some kind of pattern, then I have to apply machine learning. So maybe you can understand these things. And literally I'll tell you explicitly, these definition won't get from anywhere really. If you just find on the Google what is machine learning, then they will tell about the theoretical definition. So it's time to just understand these things. And if you have any doubt, no need to worry. In the end, we will take some Q&A. Now, if I just classified more, firstly, I have to just remove these things. Just wait. Yes. Now I am striving to classify more pattern learning into different classifications. So there is a statistical learning. Okay, just leave it here. What is the meaning of this? Now, again, I just classified into different. There is a deep learning also. I hope so. Those who are really who are know about the AI part, or they have some kind of prior knowledge about the artificial intelligence, they easily can understand, or they can easily connect it. Okay, what is machine learning? And there is a term deep learning. I'll tell you, no need to worry about this thing. So just come to the point, which is statistical learning. There is a field which is speech recognition. What is the meaning of speech recognition? Let's suppose if I'm taking an example, there is a human, and human can speak and listen. Means he or she can do communication by help of language. It means that speech recognition. If I'm talking about the terms of the computer, means if I'm giving this kind of power to my machine, machine can recognize the speaking or the listening ability, machine can speak or the listening things, then I'll consider that particular term is speech recognition. Can anyone tell me the example of speech recognition in which is in our surrounding, or maybe you experience this kind of things? Anyone can tell me what is the example of speech recognition? Great, Rukul. Definitely. Yes, definitely. So there are lots of things is going on in our surrounding. There's Siri, there's Alexa. Definitely, these are the application of speech recognition. Means it that if I classify the machine learning in the stat terms, then I can say there is a term which is speech recognition. Why I call it is a statistical? Because it based on the statistic. Means whatever the things, let's suppose if I'm say speak, just I'll consider that particular thing which is speech. So you can understand in the English there are lots of kind of thing, determiners, there are lots of preposition, there are speech, there are the indirect and the active kind of things, active passive. So definitely I have to do some kind of statistical analysis. Means which word is really important for me. So especially in the speech recognition, if you are just saying any sentence to the Siri or to the Google, they strive to understand what is the important words in your sentence. They won't recognize that kind of determiners. No, there is no importance of the determiner. There is no importance of the conjunction. There is no importance of the anything which is related to the grammatical things. They used to just take those words which are really meaningful for my machine. So I hope everyone can understand what is speech recognition. Now come to the part which is NLP. What is NLP? It is a natural language processing. We will now we strive to understand what is NLP. So there is a term. Let's suppose again strive to understand in the terms of human. So let's suppose there is again human. Now human can read and write. Okay. So human can read and write means they can read any information from the newspaper and write any information from the newspaper, or sorry, on the paper, any information can read and write. It means it comes under the NLP. So what is the meaning of that? Let's suppose there is a news. There's a news related to anything related to the COVID. So I don't know whether this news is fake or not. So by the help of the NLP, we can classify whether this news means my machine can read and write also. Now I'm talking about the reading terms. My machine can read, and it according to the model, it can classify whether this news is fake or not. So definitely this is the part under the NLP. Again, I have to do more I have to apply statistic on this part. So definitely it is coming under the NLP part. I hope everyone can understood what are the things. Are you able to connect with me, guys? Yes or no? If you yes, just write down in the chat board yes, so I can understand. Okay, are you able to connect with me? Are you able to just understand these things? Everyone? Okay, great. Now come to the part which is the deep learning, because I am running my own company. I'm expertise in the deep learning. So I'll show you some application of the deep learning. So by the help of this application, you can easily understand. So now come to the deep learning part, which is the application of face recognition and the object detection. What is the meaning of the face recognition and object detection? I'm not talking those who already known about the thing which is related to the neural networks. Okay, no need to worry. Firstly, we have to strive to understand what is deep learning. Let's suppose the human, he is very smart. Means that there is a tendency in the brain which is related to the neural networks. Okay. And his adaptability is very high. Means what is the meaning of the adaptability? Let's suppose his grasping power is very high. Let I show him any pic, then he can easily understand, okay, what is the difference, what is the 10 difference in this two pics. Then that adaptability is very high. Similarly, these kind of things, or this kind of, maybe I can say, the tendency, or maybe this kind of ability I can build in my machines also. How may I do? Definitely by the help of the deep learning we can do. There is a artificial neural network there. Sorry for particular thing. Wait. I'll show some application which we have made in my for my client. So I'll show you there is a object detection. Means I just made a one very good product for my client. There is a face mask detection. Let I show you. Sorry for this one. Now my screen is visible, everyone. This video is visible, everyone, yes or no? Can you explain NLP again? Okay, Anaveen, I'll tell you, no need to worry. Whatever you have any doubt, you can ask me in the end, definitely. Whatever, anything you can ask in the end. Okay, great. So now I'll show you what is the application of deep learning. Got it, guys? So this is the application of the deep learning, which is the part of the object detection. Means that the purpose of the model is that to detect which guy is put on marks on his or her face or not. So I hope so everyone understood what is the application of deep learning. Now come to the face recognition. So I'll tell you another example. He is my friend whose name is Japak. So I have some kind of pics here. So by the help of my model, I strive to understand, or I'll strive to find in the group of the people. So there is another pic of the Jaipal here. You can see there are lots of color on his face. but my machine is able to understand who is Jaipal in between these two people. So definitely you can see and tell about the Jaipal. This is the face recognition. And let's suppose in the group also, there are many people in the group, my model able to just recognize who is Jaipal in this particular page. So definitely this is the application of the deep learning part. So we can definitely, as a data scientist, we can make these kind of application. So anyone can tell me what is the use of these application? I just made some product based on face smart detection or the face recognition also. Can anyone tell me what is the practical application in the industry? Yes, please. Anyone? Okay, great, great. Unlocking. Okay. Now just thinking about more out of the box. If you have some kind of ideas, definitely you can do it. Helmet detection, definitely Rakesh is very good. So in maybe I don't know about the part which is from the north side, but if you go for in the south part, then definitely you will find some kind of softwares. So if you not wear helmet, definitely you will, the system will catch you. And any other application, the face recognition kind of things, definitely Glens. Okay, great, great. Akshay, anything else? More application. So if you have that kind of face recognition, which is very, very important nowadays, maybe I don't know if you experience these things, if you just been to any foreign country, especially the Israel one, then there no need to carry your passport. So by the help of just detecting the things, by the help, just wait for a while, just so let's suppose you've been in Israel, then no need to just carry your passport. They simply scan your face, and by the help of these things, they definitely track your history and they can get each and every information. So these are all about the application of the deep learning things. Now there is one more classification. Maybe I hope so you already known these things, which is the symbolic learning. Symbolic learning means that there is a robotics. If I'm talking about the movement of my parts, like a human body, just which is experience their environment by the help of just moving their part. This is the application of robotics. So means nowadays people are thinking, if I'm just dealing with the deep learning part, machine learning part, NLP part, this is all about the AI. No, this is not the AI. AI is the universal set which combines robotics also in the AI, because we will strive to just give the intelligence to my robot who can take the decisions. Like human is very intelligent creature on this earth, but the problem with the human is that won't able to do multitasking, won't able to just understand the complex patterns. So that's why they facilitate the machine to do these things by the help of different algorithms. So there is a symbolic learning, means that we have to symbolize our computer, our machine, by the help of different operations to perform our tasks. There's a computer vision also, just like my model, which is the face smart detection. This is computer vision. Let's suppose if I'm talking about the big things in terms of the computer vision, means object detection. Let's suppose if I want to just deliver any kind of product by the help of drone, so means that I needed some computer vision, I needed some GPS tracking. So there is a big application of AI. So deep learning, machine learning, statistical learning, symbolic learning, it is all coming under the umbrella of AI. I hope everyone understood what is AI, what is deep learning, what is machine learning, what is statistical, each and everything. Now come to the again, there is a motive, what is data science. So now there is a schematic view of the data science. I hope you can understand easily. Wait, I have to, so you can easily understand. So there is, let's suppose there is a ocean, and ocean name is artificial intelligence. And in this ocean, there are some islands. One island is machine learning, means I can say artificial intelligence is a set and machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. Now, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. NLP is a subset of machine learning. So means people are trying to say Do you know NLP? Do you know deep learning? It means they are striving to say the machine learning part, because deep learning, in the deep learning, let's suppose I want to just make a model based on the helmet detection. Before to just perform my model, I have to give the data of those people who wear helmet and who won't wear the helmet. So I have to train my model on basis of the data. That's why there is a pattern in the data. So I have to perform this operation. But here there is a pick, means there is a unstructured data. If I'm talking about the structured data, there is a table format, means I'll before that I told to you there is a sales and the features of my apartment. So the sales price would affect on the features of apartment, means square foot area, there is a parking availability, what are the amenities are available in my apartment. It bases on these particular things. So means is that if my data in the tabular format, I can say I have to perform some mathematical operations. And if my data is in the format of the pictures, maybe in the form of the videos, then I have to perform the deep learning. Natural language processing can be in form of the tabular format, or maybe in form of the speech kind of thing. So I have to convert these things into different format. Then I have to perform NLP. NLP means that natural language processing. Let's suppose if I want to make any kind of system which helps to concise my summary. Let's suppose if I'm in Bengaluru and I don't know about Kannada, and let's suppose my local newspaper is in a Kannada and I want to read this newspaper, but I don't have any idea how to read it. So definitely I can make any device or make any app which can scan the newspaper and convert it into my own native language, maybe in English or maybe in different language. I can do it also by the help of NLP, means that there is a semantic. If I'm talking about the semantic things, if I'm talking about the syntax thing, then it will come under the NLP part. I have to perform this action by the help of NLP and the deep learning also, because before to convert my Kannada into English, I have to scan that particular newspaper by the help of these kind of things. So this operation coming under the part again the deep learning, because I have to scan the document and then extract the whatever the text is in the document, extract that text. Then by the help of the NLP, I can just translate into different language. So this is the application of natural language. So I hope so everyone can understood what is the machine learning, what is the deep learning, what about the things. I hope so. So now come to the part which is data science. So data science means that set which take some part from deep learning, natural language, or the machine learning. Means if you are just dealing, or if you are dealing with machine learning also, deep learning also, NLP also, and definitely the output is the artificial intelligence. So maybe if you read some definition, it is an interdisciplinary field which compute kind of things, algorithm, mathematics, statistical things. I can say all the definition are bullshit. The main important thing is that it is a set which encompasses deep learning, NLP, and the machine learning. And I hope so you understand these kind of things. You understood these kind of thing. What is the machine learning, what deep learning, and natural language processing. So in the data science, let's suppose if you are looking kind of data science guy who really know about the machine learning, deep learning, and the natural language processing, then the guy will become as a data scientist. Got it, everyone? I hope so. Everyone is able to connect with me, yes or no? Okay, I'll take some questions for KYC. UCF, definitely. What about twins in Israel? What does industries more require? I'll give that kind of questions. Okay, no need to worry. Whatever the doubts which is out of the context of this webinar, I'll just take it in the end. No need to worry. If you have that any doubt related to present slide, then definitely I'll start to give your answer now. Okay, so it is a schematic view of the data science. So I hope everyone understood these things. Now come is what is data science according to my definition. So we understood these things. So let's suppose if you have the data, then definitely you have to collect it. So in the data science, the first step to collect your data. Okay. Now storing the data. If you have that collection, then where you have to store? You need some storing device where you can store your data. Then processing. Maybe your data is in good format or not format. Means in real-time industry, it doesn't mean you will get the data in very good form. Maybe your data is unstructured. Maybe you have to perform different operation. You have to cleanse your data. Maybe in your data there are lots of missing values. Maybe in your data there are lots of outlier. Maybe there are some kind of, you have to do some feature engineering. I don't know whether you able to connect these things, but these are the terms. If you won't able to connect with these terms, just start to listen. No need to worry about these things. So in the processing means that you have to cleanse the data. So means, let's suppose if you want to just like, maybe I don't know whether this example is suitable or not, means, but let's suppose if you want to just stipulate a new house, then definitely you have to purchase a land, and definitely after purchasing a land you need some kind of construction work, then you have to clean the kind of thing. So it is a collection, storing and processing of your data, then describing the data. The meaning of the describing means that visualize the data. So if your data is very big, definitely it really very hard to you to understand what is the meaning of the data, what are the insight in the data. So by the help of the visualization, we can easily do these things. We will see later in the case study how to visualize our data if the data is very big. Then modeling means that we have to just make our model based on the prediction. Like, I want to just make a model which helps to predict the sales price of my flat. I'm a construction owner, like I'm a DLF company, and I want to just make any kind of model which helps to, or which is type to just predict the sales price. So definitely I start to make a model, because in the big project there is really, it is I don't know, but you have experienced these things or not. If you are a student, definitely you won't, but in the real time project definition, I'm talking about the DLF company or the more big number of company. They don't they just put some physical guy and tell the sales price of the flat. No, they just make their model. They, by the help of the data scientist, they make their model, and by the help of the model, they strive to predict the price, and then they tell the price to their customers. So in the big project, they used to do their work in this particular fashion. So these 5 steps are very important in the data science: collection, storing, processing, describing, modeling. And step to see some in the pipelining means that there is a pipelining in any data science. So before to just get into more deep, firstly we start to understand what is the pipelining. So first thing is that business problem. You work as a data scientist, then you have to understand what is the business problem. If you won't able to understand what is the business problem, then how will you conclude your answer? So first thing is that business problem. You have to do lots of analysis, that is called vibe analysis, that is 5Y1H. You have to do it. You have to work with the management related to these things to understand what is the business problem. Your client wants to just make a, or you wants make a model which helps to predict about the COVID or not, but you won't able to understand what is the business problem, and you are striving to just write a code and striving to give a model to your client without just defining, without just understanding the business problem. Definitely your company will ruin. So definitely before to just make your things, understanding the business problem explicitly. Now come to the data acquisition. So I just call it in the form of storing. How to do it? Data acquisition by the help of web servers, by the help of logs, databases, API, and online repositories. So generally companies are using the database and the APIs. What is the meaning of the APIs? No need to worry. In the flow of data, we will strive to understand what is data acquisition. Now third is data preparation. So data preparation, I told you there's a lots of method, means data cleansing. So you have to cleanse your data. There is a one method, maybe some of you known about. There's a ETL method. It's a extract transfer loading. So there are two softwares are available in the market. It depends on the company to company. They use these kind of extract transfer loading kind of data, which helps to cleanse your data. Now, fourth is exploratory data analysis. This is very important part, especially in the data science project. Why? Let's suppose if I take an example, there are lots of feature and data is related to the sales price of flat. So suppose DLF is willing to launch a project, especially in Bengaluru. Before to launch their project, they want to just some kind of exploratory data analysis. So let's suppose there is a data, and data is in the white field. It's related to the white field. So there is a flat, there is an area, flat area. There is a parking available, yes or no, rooms, and please subscribe to mute, bathrooms, kind of thing, and then security. There's a garden, there's a garage, kind of thing. These all the features. So definitely we can understand. And please subscribe to mute. This is a pin code, let's suppose. These all are the features in my data. So definitely I have to work on this model. So I can say this particular feature is very, very important for my model, to building my model. Rooms is very, very important. This one is very important. Security is not very important. I'll just consider garage is also not very important, but area, rooms and bathroom is very important to predict about the sales price. So maybe in my data having 80 features or more than 80 features. So if you are working as a smart data scientist, then you have to optimize your features. Otherwise, there is a problem in the model which is related to the underfitting and overfitting of the model. This is a technical term, no need to worry, but there is a problem. If you just want to optimize your model, or if you just curtail any feature which is very, very important, but if you won't include in the during the model building, then definitely your model will not be give good results. So that's why exploratory data analysis is very, very important, because it decides the features very important. It helps to select the very important features. So this is the part. Now come to the model building. In the model building, you have to train and the testing of the model by the help of different tools. You can do it like Python, like R, like SAS. But in journal, I can say not the journal, in the market, Python is very, very famous, because R and SAS is just like a statistical tool. If you want to just perform anything related to the deep learning, then Python is very, very competitive. The things related, their libraries are very competitive. But if I'm talking about the R and SAS, they are not kind of compatible in terms of deep learning. Definitely, if you want to perform anything related to the statistical, then you can do it. Libraries are really good, but according to me, R is really very, very good to make your things, especially for the any data scientist. Now, the sixth part is very, very important, the visualization communication. Let's suppose you made your model, it's really very good, but you won't deliver your things to the management. Means by the help of the visualization, you just make your things, or you can just explain your things to the management, how these things are trending, how which feature are really important. These are the things you can visualize. These things you can communicate with your management by the help of two software, which is Tableau and Power BI. ClickView is also kind of thing which is going on in the market, but most important is the Tableau and the Power BI. And there is no need to go for both the software. If you have knowledge on anyone, then definitely you can visualize the things. Means you can make the dashboards, you can make the timeline stories. So through the dashboards, you can communicate efficiently with your management. You can show your PPTs very effectively. So these are the things you can visualize. Now the seventh, which is most important, and generally I'm talking about the thing which is going on in the market. Most of the people, I'm not humiliating anyone, but those companies are just providing the data science course, especially to the students. They generally drop that particular part, which is deployment. The meaning of the deployment is that you made your code on your personal laptop. Whatever, if you want to just kind of do any prediction, definitely you can do on your laptop. But let's suppose your client is sitting in USA, and your client want to see the results on their cloud. How will he or she can do it? Definitely you have to deploy your model on the cloud by the help of web app. You have to create a web app also, so your client will get the result anywhere sitting in the globe. So definitely deployment is very, very important, which is the web app types. You have to create your web apps, then definitely you can show your things to your client in a practical term. So this is the pipeline of the data science. Everyone is able to connect with me? Yes or no? Everyone? Are you getting some typing which is really very, very relevant to all? Yes or no? Just write down in the chat board, yes or no. If you feel some kind of inquisitiveness related to this webinar, did you get any kind of very imperative things? Yes or no? Only Ankit, okay, Rakesh, everyone. If you not feeling kind of connection, definitely you can write in the chat board no also. I don't have any mind. Definitely it is really a very good thing for me. Okay, great, great. Now come to the part which is very, very important, flow of data in the data science. I hope by the help of the previous slide, you already understood these things, but this is very important step, flow of data in the data science. The reason is behind that we understood what a data science, what are the pipeline, the things, but how to just get the data, which is very important thing, and flow of the data in the data science project. Just try to understand. So let's suppose there is a flow of data. So first thing is the client server. Okay. Second thing is the R server. We will start to understand from one very good example. Let's suppose there is a guy. Who is this guy? I can take, okay, Akansha and Anand. Akansha and Anand. Sorry for this thing. Anand is data scientist and Akansha own bank. She owns her bank. And bank name is RBL, let's suppose. But the problem is with the bank, there are lots of NPAs and they used to just optimize their process, but they won't able to just curtail these kind of problems. So Akansha is very, very smart. And so she's very, very active in the market. So she's looking for a guy who's working as a data scientist. But there is a problem with the Anand. Anand doesn't want to work just like an employee. He wants to just started his things like a own startup, and his company name, let's suppose, Anand Private Limited. So Anand hired that company whose name is Anand Private Limited. Okay. So means is that Anand is not working as an employee in the bank of Akansha. No, Akansha just tap with the Anand's company. Just like there is a company to company collaboration. Okay. Now comes to the data. So there are two ways to send the data. Let's suppose Akansha hired Anand's company to just make the things or to make a model which helps to detect this guy will do any kind of fraud in the loan or not. So definitely Anand needs some data from the Akansha. Based on this, he can build the model, train the model, and then detect the problem and then tell, okay, this guy will do a fraud or not. These things will make it. So there is a one way of sending the data by the help of just pen drive. So there is a one way. Akansha will send the data, will send a guy who just keep it a pen drive in their pocket and just give it to the Anand. There is a one way. Just tell me, guys, is this feasible or not? Akansha can send the data to the Anand's company by the help of pen drive, yes or no? Is it feasible in real time world? Definitely no, because this data is not kind of simplistic data. You can send this data from this thing. Akansha may be sitting in US and Anand is sitting in Bengaluru. So how to do it these things? So definitely we need servers. We need some servers. So by the help of the server, we can connect. So there is a server of a bank and there is a server of Anand's company. So by the help of this server, they can connect, they can send the data. Means Akansha's company can send the data to the Anand's company. Now, but sorry, but there is a problem. The problem is that Anand's is very, very cunning. Means is very, very cunning means he can, let's suppose he can get the access of this server. He can get the data which is not useful for the Anand, but it is useful for the Akansha's customer. like their transaction details, like their maybe credit card details, their debit card details, which is not important to detect whether this guy will do fraud or not. But if Anand get this information, definitely it is rule for the Akansha's bank, which is RBL. So definitely, again, Akansha is more cunning than the Anand. Akansha stipulated an API. API means that there is an application program interface. It is a connection between servers to servers. There is a route, which is API. So Akansha just sent the data or just requested the server to the data. You must send this data to API first. Whatever the requirement of Anand, Anand firstly requested to API, please send this data, which is very essential for me. Then API again requested to the server of the Akansha's bank. We need that kind of data. Then server will send the data and API will send this data to Anand server. So through this API, Akansha can prevent the privacy of the data. Maybe if that particular Anand's company can send any bugs to the server and just decide to theft their data, which is very important, definitely it is catastrophic for the Anand's Akansha's company or bank. So there is a role of API. I hope everyone is understood what is the role of the API. That's why most of the companies, if you just request it, let's suppose if you want to get some data from the Twitter, maybe from Facebook, then firstly you have to request it with the APIs of these company. If API is this company, then they send the message, they send the same request to the servers. If the server get the authorization or just send the data to the API, then they will send the data to your particular things. Got it, everyone? Yes or no? What is the role of these things? Are you able to understand? Are you able to connect with me? Yes or no? So this is the role of the API, means client server to our server. So this is the server of Anand's bank. Now Anand just import the data in their personal laptop, means he needs some kind of software where he can write the codes. What is the code? Means what is the software? It is the IDE. It is an interface development environment. Means there is a interface in development environment where you can write the code for your project, for making your model. Like there's a PyCharm, there is a Anaconda, there is in the Anaconda there is a Spider, there is a Jupyter. There are lots of IDs where you can just communicate with your software by the help of the Python. So means import the data in your IDE. Then you have to do feature engineering, whatever we already seen in the last slides. There is a pipelining. So we have to just feature engineering, cleanse the data preparation, then exploratory data analysis. Then we have to do feature engineering, feature selection, and then we have to make a model building. Then apply machine learning algorithm. There are lots of algorithms we have to apply on our model. And thereafter, we have to deploy the model, which is the deployment. Means you have to just make an web app for your company. Means Anand just after just doing this kind of process, making a model, then he deployed the model on the cloud. So Akansha can easily detect related to any guy, related to, let's suppose there's a Anand. So related to Anand wants to take a loan from the bank of Akansha of 20 lakh rupees. But Akansha is really serious about these things. So Akansha send the data, not send the data, just directly check on the web app, which is developed by whose guy? Sorry, Anand. Not sorry, Anand. I sorry, it is my mistake. Ankit. Let's suppose it is Ankit. So there is a customer whose name is Ankit, and Ankit wants to take a loan from the bank of Akansha, and Anand has developed this kind of web app. So definitely by the help of this web app, Akansha just give the details. Ankit, there is a balance in their account is this one, gender and the address, this kind of thing, nominee and the past history. Just feed some kind of data and the model will tell, okay, you have to give that loan, yes or no, based on this model prediction. This is the beauty of the artificial intelligence. So everyone got it? Yes or no? How to flow of the data, and what is data science, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. So these things are, I don't think so you won't get these things over the internet. This is very, very important things. Everyone, okay, great guys, you already is too smart. So now come, which is very important terminology, data engineer, data analyst, and data scientist. So client server, you know each and everything now, and I hope so you can also explain these things to the another guy. Now you just make these things, and you are, so there's a client server, API, R server, data munging, cleansing. So what the role of data engineer? So data engineer only deals on the server side, means to manipulate the server. There's a DBMS, there's a SQL, let's suppose there's a big data, there's a Hadoop. So we have to just write the queries on the database to fetch the data from one server to the another server. Data analysts only work on the server, means that there's an Anand company. In Anand company, there is a data analyst who work on the Anand server. The data will come into the Anand server, then just write some queries, fetch the data into the Python by the help of stipulated the connection between the SQL, or maybe whatever the database are you using, maybe NoSQL, SQL. Based on this, you have to write the query and just simply import the data into your interface development environment, where you can write the code, where you can cleansing the process, where you can do the feature engineering. Then the role of the data scientist is all about, means that he is working as an all-rounder. He knows about how to just work on the databases, how to work on the data analyst part, visualization, deployment, building, each and everything. So this is the beauty of the data scientist. So I don't know how many of you are just looking for kind of these things in the market, data science career things. If you are just really interested to go for any kind of data science, then definitely you have to look these things. Okay, in this particular, or maybe in the particular course they will provide these kind of things or not. This is very imperative part. So as a data scientist, now question come, why are we talking about data science? We already learn about the data science, what is data science, each and everything we have already seen. Now question come, why are we talking about data science? The reason is behind that, there's two reasons: the capacity and the cost per GB. If I'm talking about last 10 years, maybe in 2010, the cost of the internet was very, very heavy. Means if you want to purchase a 1 GB, you had to spend 250 rupees, at least 250 rupees. And can you imagine, with the 1 GB of the data, how many videos you can watch? Maybe it is just like you can see the fly in the sky. So definitely it at that time it hadn't possible, but now you have that 1 GB or 2 GB data per day in your pocket. So that's why you are surfing more, you are browsing more, you are watching more things. So that's why this is come under the analytics part. And again, there is a capacity, means that maybe in 2000, I don't know how many of you experience about the floppy drives. At that time, there is a floppy drives. There are no pen drive, there are no storage device like TVs or GBs kind of thing. There was only floppy drive, and the size of the floppy drive maybe 100 or 200 KB. I don't think so, because I don't know about the exact, but maybe. So can you imagine, these things weren't possible at that time, but now it is in your pocket. Like, I am using GPU, so by the help of the GPU, I can do any kind of I can perform any operation like the deep learning things. But maybe in 2000, you can imagine the size of the computer was very, very big. So that's why the capacity and the cost per GB of the internet, that creates the demand of the data science, because through this we are creating the data in the market. Like this, you can see the unprecedented data growth, like growth. But the problem is that growth of data is rapidly increasing, but at the same time data scientist is not increasing. So that's why everyone is just changing data science nowadays. So skill set of a data set, let's suppose if you are not from the coding background, if you are not from computer science background, so would you able to become, or would you just go for the data scientist? Let's see. So everyone knows data science is a cross-disciplinary field: statistic, computer things, domain expertise. This is the definition according to the Google: statistic, computer science, and domain expert. These are the skill set. But according to me, these three things are very, very important. Argumentative means that if you have that mindset, if you see anything, like suppose if you take this kind of webinar and you just make any argument doesn't mean the pessimistic thing, you just do some kind of bullshit. No, you have to just do some kind of research in it. You have to make your mindset which is very inquisitive. Then judgmental means you have to take their decision, and third thing is willing to learn new things. So that's why according to me, data science is very kind of thing which is related to the creativity apart from the technical discipline. Definitely there is a things, coding, statistic, mathematics is are these things very imperative. But can you imagine a 10-year kid can learn Python, can make their apps? Definitely nowadays kids are doing, then why we are not? We can also do, because Python is very easy coding language. It is a combination, is a high language programming, but it is a combination of OOPS and the scripting part. Scripting means that just like in Excel, we have, there are some function which already defined, someone already make their function at the back end, you just call it that function and you can get the results. There's a library which is known as Pandas, so you don't need to some kind of architecture until unless, because I'll just make it one thing very categorically, if you go for the kind of thing which is lead data scientist, let's suppose if you go for the lead data scientist, then definitely you have to write your things in the architecture format, because this is not possible you have to write your codes in simple way and you can execute. No. But definitely if you are working as a data analyst, if you're working as a data science, junior data science kinds of things, then definitely you can work with these kind of things. If you have that kind of mindset, that definitely you can go for this kind of purpose. So these are the main purpose, is to get the insights, the things. So these are the technology skills which is listing top 20 skills. So there's a Python is very famous in the industry. Now come to the industrial applications, means there is a genomic data. If you want to just predict the things related to the DNA, one of my friend, he's in USA and he stipulated one kind of model. By the help of the DNA, they can able to predict about the disease, whether you will just suffer any kind of disease in the future or not. Similarly, in the COVID era, you can understand by the help of the deep learning, we can able to predict, or we can predict by the help of X-ray that guy is suffering from COVID or not. And most of the doctors, even in the USA, even in the big hospital, they are using the same model to predict whether this particular guy is suffering from COVID or not by the help of model, or just taking the pic of the X-ray and just pass it on in the model, and model will tell about these things. So this is the genomic kind of thing. Definitely in the federal company kind of thing, which commuting means there is a commutation companies, they used to cut off their routes because the transportation is very high. So by the help of the artificial intelligence, they can understand which route is very optimized. Then in the employees, means in the company, by the help of the machine learning, they can attribute, they can just understand the nature of the employee, why these kind of employees are just leaving the company. They can understand the pattern, and based on that, these kind of solution they will give to the company. This is very useful for the HR purpose. Similarly, airline companies, you can understand the flight price fluctuations. So it is not kind of thing a man is sitting over there and okay, their demand is high, just increase the price. No, the model is working behind that. So the which flight is cancelled, delayed, these are things, flight price fluctuations, all the things is stipulated by the artificial intelligence. And if you can just experience these things in the Uber also. So Uber is also doing the same thing. There is no guy, there is means that there is a artificial intelligence. Let's suppose there is a demand in any particular area. So the price will be surging. So this is the part of the artificial intelligence under these things. So I hope so everyone can understand these. Lot of application, even in the Amazon, that if you see these kind of festive sales, so there is some kind model behind it. The model is working on this particular things. Okay, which day is the best big day sale? How would you decide that particular day for the big day sale? Like these are the applications of these things. Now come to the which is COVID cases prediction. So wait, I'm just sharing my screen so you can understand these things. Wait, it's my screen. Wait, just wait for a while. and no need to worry about the coding part. I'll show you the output of the things, so you can easily understand. Is my stream visible to all? Now this one. So this is just a data. I just simply download this data from the API. So here, this is the COVID data. And in this COVID data, I can see there is a 195 countries. So my concern is to understand about my country. I don't bother about the other country. Firstly, I have to do some study on my country. So no need to worry about this coding part. I'll show you some visualization, what we can do by the help of visualization. So here you can see this is the visualization. Data is very, very big. In my data having, I think, 1.5 lakh rows. So definitely won't able to just understand the pattern. But by the help of the visualization, I can understand. Okay, these are the confirmed cases. So here you can see these are the graph, these are the visualization which tells each and everything in on which day, how many cases were confirmed, kind of thing you can easily visualize. So you can easily tell these things to anyone by help of these things. Even in the death cases, you can tell, even in the recovered cases, death cases, you can just make these things in a very simplistic manner and you can explain these things to any guy to or to your management team. So this is the beauty of the data science. Similarly, I can make the animations also by the help of the Python. I can make, just wait, my data is loading. So now you can make the animations also in this part. So let's suppose I want to just make an animation. I have a data of India, the geographical location is IND. So let's suppose if you want to go into the deep dive, that definitely you can do. So this is just a simple, so you can play this animation. So it tells about the days, with the days, how many confirmed cases. So you can see the 2nd Feb, there are 3 confirmed cases. On 6th Feb, there are 3 confirmed cases. So through this, you can make the animation and the confirmed cases will change according to the color representation. And you can see 11th, 8 means on 11th of August, you can 2.32 million cases. So means you can just make this animation by the help of these kind of things. So here you can see there on 4th of Feb 2021, there are 10 million cases. So you can do these kind of things. Now, again, we will strive to just understand how to predict the date, how to predict the confirmed cases. Let's suppose I want to predict the for next 2 days. Can I do it? Yes, I can do it also. No need to worry about these things, the coding. And again, I just make some kind of explanation also from the data. So here I just made an explanation. These 2 months these 2 months have the highest number of confirmed cases in 2020 and the 21. So May and the June are the most, I can say, the most sensitive is months if you take any decision or if you want to recommend anything. So these 2 months are really very, very sensitive, especially for the COVID cases. So these 2 months have the highest number of COVID cases. We can get these insights also. Similarly, we can make a model on this particular thing. So wait, there's a wait. I have to just reload the data. So this is the graph. So it's just showing the data, how the confirmed cases is increasing day by day. And simply I just made my model, which is the accuracy is 99%. I just trained my model and let's suppose, wait. So here I can see, okay. So I just want to see the data, which my model tells about 30.7 million. Let's suppose today is the 25th. So my is, I think, 23. So here it is for 22. So means that on 24th. So let's see, my model tells on 24th there are COVID cases around 30.6 million. Now come, is this Worldometer is visible to all, everyone? Yes or no? So here we can see India. Okay. So means on 24 we can visualize. Wait. Is which is 30.08, means that 30.8 million cases work come from this particular way, and my model tells 30.6. So it is somewhat approx, means 30,080,000. My model tells about 30.6 million. Definitely we can optimize more things. I just simply apply the linear regression. I can apply the XGBoost also, which is more advanced technique. Definitely I can give the good results. So this is just a way. My intention is not to just aware the things. My intention is just to, sorry, my intention is not to scare you from this kind of coding. My intention is just to tell about how data science work. So this is all about our webinar, guys. I hope you enjoyed, you learned a lot about the different things. You got a very good tidings, and I hope so. If anyone having any question, then definitely you can ask. Anyone? Yes, please. So firstly, you have to give your input. How was the webinar? Did you get any kind of information which is really imperative to you guys? Yes or no? Just write down in the chat board, everyone. If you yes, if you really feel yes, then write down in the chat board yes, and if you not, then write down in the chat board no. So it's really good for me. To be honest, get some journal idea. Okay, okay, great, guys. Very informative. Okay. Amrit, okay, get journal ID. Definitely, Amrit, this is for the student. If you want to just attend any kind of corporate thing, then definitely I'll share some kind of corporate webinar where you can get the technical things also. So no need to worry, Amrit, I'll put some things especially for you in the next time. Okay, great, guys. Do you want to ask anything? Very informative and to webinar, enjoyed a lot. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. Can you share a path for data science? Definitely. Dhruv, no need to worry. After maybe in a while, I stopped and the Siddhi will take care. So definitely she will tell about maybe Siddhi and the Anand, they are two guys. They will tell each and everything about how to follow the paths. So maybe you will get the salvation on the path of the Anand. So difference between computer vision and deep learning. Rakesh, I'll tell you, deep learning is just kind of both are same. Computer vision is you can say it is a branch of the deep learning. But if I'm talking about the big perspective, means that let's suppose there's a drone and who want to work on the object detection, let's suppose. So here there two things are very important. The first thing is that their GPS system, and second thing is the computer vision. So computer vision is just like to identifying the images, but let's suppose if you want to go more advanced, then you have to use the deep learning things. So computer vision is just like the informating things. Let's suppose just like a human, if I just show you any pic, you just process your mind according to your what you had experienced in the past. So it is just a computer vision. But if you want to make any model which is more advanced, you can do kind of GPS thing. You can just like, if I tell you one example, which is driverless cars. So it is a big kind of thing, which is the application of the deep learning. So computer vision is a branch of the deep learning. I call it computer vision in the symbolic part because it is under the symbols, means whatever the symbols is given to these particular pixels, then it will encapsulate and it will process it. Got it, Rakesh? So I'm not from coding background. Can I directly start learning Python? Definitely. Pramila, it's really, I'm not making any false things. If 10-year-old kid can do anything, then definitely you can do it. Python is very simple. There is a problem, really sorry for humiliate this statement. There's a problem in India. We generally feel scary with the kind of coding part. No need to just feel kind of thing. Coding is very simple. If you really willing to learn the thing, then definitely you can adaptable the things in a very short way. Definitely there is an importance of the tutor also, how to just present the things and how to just make the things very important. Got it, guys? Pramila, Rakesh, okay. Anything do you want to ask, guys? If you want to ask, then you can ask anything. Now I'm just handed over this rest of the part to the Anand. So thank you guys for listening me very patiently and you maintain that decorum in the webinar. It's really great privilege for me to just have a word with you guys. Thank you. Yes, Anand, you can take over.
So first of all, thank you very much, Ishank, for giving this very informative and wonderful lecture. Yeah. So first of all, welcome everyone, and welcome back again. And I will tell that how many of you are interested to learn this, to learn and want to become a data scientist or a data science as discussed by Ishank. So anybody can answer? Okay, so yes, so as discussed by Ishan, so basically this webinar is basically organized by Read My Course, and our main goal to organize this webinar was to make you to give you information about all the things about the data science, how to make a career in the data science, and what are the benefits and the and what could be your what could be the benefit that you can get from if you are means learning this kind of means if you are learning data science. Okay, so but one problem here is that if you want to find out if you want to look a course like this to learn any to learn data science or this kind of courses, so there's a very gap in the market, and there is very means I can bet you that there is no company that is providing that kind of course. Okay, so basically the Read My course was started with this vision that means we are trying to launch these kind of courses that should be very practical and it should align with the industry demand. Okay, so and Ishank is also Ishank is the one of the is our instructor that is basically he's also part of Read My course, and he's teaching a course that is designed by Ishank. And we are basically we have added 9 projects there that is in all areas, means you can find project in the all area, means it would be in real estate, e-commerce, web and social media, automobile sector, human resource, aviation, everywhere. So we have included 9 projects there. Okay, and that would be, again, it would be very practical. Okay, so if you are interested in this kind of course, so we will share you the details. How can you join? And yeah, and we are giving 2 demo classes for the free. And if you means find this course is beneficial to you, so you can join this course. And also we have means there is no any joining fee, so you can just attend demo class, and if you find it informative, then you can continue the course. Okay, and also we have tie-ups with 20 plus companies, and trust me that if we recommend any student from Read My course, so no company is going to there will be 90% chance you will get a job from learning from us. Okay, and it will be 99% chance that your resume will be selected for the interview also. So, and also we are providing the IBM and Stanford scholarship, and also the job opportunity with us, and internship opportunity with us. So these are all the features that we are providing in very reasonable price. So if you will be interested, again, you may join. So these details will be shared to you. Okay. So hope all of you enjoyed this. How was this, everyone? Okay, so if you have any query, so you may ask from us. So you may visit readmycourse.com, and you can check courses that are available on our platform. And I think, yeah, Ishan, you may continue from here.
Yes. Yeah. So guys, Anand has said about the things which is going on the Read My course related to the course. So definitely, if you are really interested to go for this kind of course, I have designed according to the stipulated the things I told you in the beginning. Just did my things from IIT, and I have been teaching for last couple of years with big institutes. But due to the mission of the Read My Course, there's a mission because these guys from IIT and NITs. So that's why there is a mission to provide the affordable education to all the students, because they know the agony of the student related to the cost of the things related, because most of the students just bring the money from their parent, then definitely they understand the thing. So that's why they have some motive, and the fees is very affordable. And another clause is that in this particular course, if you there are 2 demo sessions, definitely if you want to go for the demo session of this, if you won't contented after the demo session, definitely you don't no need to come into the batch. And let's suppose if you just pay your fees, which are very affordable, I think Anand, it is around 20,000 maybe.
Yes.
And maybe and there is a special discount coupon also, maybe they can, I don't have any idea, Anand will tell about the discount things, but their
Yes.
fees is 20,000. And let's suppose after 15 days, if you won't able to connect with the way of the teaching which I strive to learn, which I strive to teach in the class, then definitely you will get your money back, 100% money back. It is the guarantee from the side of the Read My Course as well as from my side. So I hope so, guys, you enjoyed this webinar. It's up to you. I'm not making the things in the personally. Definitely, if you want to seek the thing, then you most welcome out in the industry of the data science. So good luck, best of luck for your future. And I hope so you enjoyed a lot. Thank you, guys. Bye. Take care.